There's a Google review, and there's also a hand sanitizer right there if you want to clean your hands. And if you want, you can scan the tag if you had a great time. We definitely go off of reviews.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Years ago, it was horrible. Before they put those weird left turns in, they made no sense looking at them, but they worked. It used to take an hour to go 7 miles. Yeah, well, that's way different than it used to be.
Want to see a slide?
Oh, cool. Good to see you. Welcome.
Come on in, guys. This is Michaela. She knows a lot about sloth. She's going to work with you guys.
That's about good.
Shark wagon.
Do we know who's going to be going first?
Me first.
You're first? All right. Go ahead and take a seat there in the hot seat. And so this is Zoe. She's obviously used to hanging on to tree limbs and things like that. He's harmless, but I can put him back. He's going to be bothered. So she naturally will go to hang on to you, so you won't have to do much as far as, you know, putting your arms around her and lifting her up or anything. It takes her a few seconds, obviously, to figure out what's going on. But once she figures out that she's going to transfer onto you, then she'll just put her arms around your shoulders just like this and wrap her legs around your torso. And so we'll say, go down, Matt. Go down, Matt. Look who it is. He wants to see you. He does. You're just all over the place today, aren't you? Aren't you?
Here you go, guys. Hey, come here. And we're going to tease her with some food because she gets the munchies as I throw food at you. Hey, Zoe, let's go. Good?
So this is only like my 5th day here. I'm still a sloth keeper in training.
And we're going to give you an awesome job too. You get to sit right here, and we're going to give you the food, and then she can work on helping food with you. So she'll drop the food in there, and then you can help feed it. Everybody gets to do something.
So they have really poor eyesight and can't distinguish the difference between your finger and a sweet potato. So just keep your fingers just on the end of it. And I'm going to start to feed it to her, and she's like a little Pez dispenser. She's a reverse Pez dispenser. She'll just start sucking it right in. And she definitely has had the munchies today. I'm sorry, Doc, I forgot about you.
Are you guys staying here at the farm?
No.
No? Where are you guys from then?
We're living in Birmingham.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we had people up yesterday from Birmingham.
And so Zoe turned a year old in December last year. So she's about 16 months old. And she still has a good amount of growing to do. She's about 11 pounds right now. But as you can see, has a ravishing appetite most of the time. But she eats a mixture of obviously sweet potatoes. She'll do zucchini and squash. And green beans.
What do you hold? Chill.
She is an eating machine today. She's still kind of figuring out her routine, what she likes. Our old man Dash, or Flash, kind of has his routine down already, where he likes to eat at 10 a.m. every morning, and that's when we do his encounters. All our encounters are based around what time the animals want to encounter, and so we never force anything. Like if we have a 10 o'clock encounter and he's up there and he doesn't want to come down, then we'll just, ask him if we can refund or, do it at a different time or trade off. And we have 2 other sloths here, and we always try to make it about what they want to do. And so Zoe and Dash, both of our babies, came from a breeder that has been doing it for over 30 years. And it takes a lot of, obviously, time and effort and a lot of research into how they work and the things that work for them. And they're quite a delicate species. It takes a lot of And you'll notice it's pretty warm in here. We have to keep it about 78 degrees in here. 78 to 85 degrees is their sweet spot because they can't maintain their own body temperature. And so we have to make sure that we keep it the desired temperature for them to be able to digest their food and everything, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to.
They're native to Central America, right?
Yeah, South America. Yeah, so places like Costa Rica,
Nice and hot.
yes, places like that in the rainforest. And so you can tell that just naturally, while she's sitting there, her hands are kind of clamped inwards like this. And that's because this for them is their relaxed state, whereas this for us is our stress state, and this is our relaxed state. So they actually have to think about opening up their hands like that. And that's what really allows them to be able to hang upside down for so long, to have so much strain. And comparatively, they're much stronger than we are. When it thinks to, you think about hanging upside down for a long period of time would take obviously a lot of effort for us to do, but for them it's just natural. And you can see that their coat is a lot softer than a lot of people think when they think about, they see pictures and things like that of ones that are in the rainforest naturally. And in the rainforest, they grow moss and algae and things like that on their back and have a whole ecosystem just riding along with them at all times. Thankfully here we don't have that. But in the wild they have what's called the sloth moth that stays on them all the time. And they actually have a symbiotic relationship with them, meaning that it's beneficial to both parties. And so it benefits the moth because it allows, obviously, a little transportation for them to be able to get to and from the bottom of the rainforest, which is where they lay their eggs. And the larvae that will develop down there in the piles that the sloths will go down once they take their potty break down there at the base of the tree, they will...
She won't let you slack over there. She's like, give me the food, bro.
Yeah.
This is the chow line for real. There's no messing around.
I
feel like I should make one where she says like pizza, but it'd be like vegetable, you know?
It's definitely a different experience. Although it may look like they have really sharp teeth that might want to grab onto you, I promise you that they are not thinking about eating you. And I say that, obviously they can't really distinguish the difference between your finger and a sweet potato, and that's because that they have what's called rod monochromacy. They're actually colorblind, and they have really narrow eyesight. So if you think about looking through both of your hands just like this, that's all they see is a very narrow field of view. And so they really only go by the size and shape of things. And they can't tell the difference, between, say, me or you, but they can hear the difference. Their hearing is much better than ours. And their sense of smell is definitely heightened as well. Think about having one of your senses really taken away from you. Some of your other senses will kick in and try to account for that. I feel like I'm her own little personal chef. It is. Huh? And you can see how dilated her pupils are. And they pretty much stay like that all the time, even in the night. so with our encounters that we do here, we're hoping that you can get all the information and the sloth fix that you want here instead of going out on, when you go on a cruise or something and you get off a cruise ship. A lot of places like Costa Rica and things like that, you get off the cruise ship and there'll be a native that's actually set up a little roadside petting zoo where they've just got a sloth off the mother's back or just a sloth that they found in the rainforest that they'll bring out and just kind of have a little, $20 for holding them for a minute. And just a way to make a quick buck, but it actually, is really detrimental to the ecosystems that they have on their back. And, if they are able to find a baby off of the mother's back and take, then obviously that's really detrimental for them to be put back and not have their mother to take care of them. And that's really what the natives are looking for when they go out in search of their sloths, is a baby sloth, because obviously baby sloths are cute. Hopefully that will do you, girl. She is always hungry. Anything. She's not quite as picky as some of our others. Flash, she only really likes to eat on green beans, and she's content with whatever. Except for spinach, you give her spinach and she's like, well, if that's all you got, then I'm okay. Are you getting full now? What do you think? She says it's time for sleep. But both Zoe and our baby Dash, he came from the breeder that's been doing it for over 30 years, doing research and everything like that. And he actually clicker trained his babies to know that, he would make the little clicker sound and take baby from mom for like 10-15 seconds and then give baby right back to mom. And this starts from when they're a very young age. And so they go through an ambassador program. Yeah, she's nibbling on you, kind of move her on away from it. But was she licking you?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes she licks, but she brings out the nibblers and move away from her. But they clicker train their babies to know that, it's always a positive interaction that they want to introduce with them, is that, bring away from mom for 10-15 seconds and then go right back to mom, and they slowly increase it as baby starts to get older. And to be able to graduate from the ambassador program and actually go on to their new home, they have to actually like to be held by people. And so we were about to get our 4th sloth in the next month or so, but she actually didn't pass the ambassador test. And so to be able to come here, they have to actually enjoy, rather than just hanging on a tree, they would rather be in somebody's arms. And that's, instilled into them obviously from a very young age. And so Zoe, we actually almost named her Oof as a baby, because anytime we put her down, she'd reach up and she'd go, Oof, Oof. And she still does it occasionally. We'll put her in there, and if you don't get out of there pretty quick and you just kind of stand around and talk, she'll start grabbing for you and coming through all the little branches and trying to come at you again, like, hold me, hold me.
What happens to the ones that don't pass the ambassador program?
I'm not sure. I'm sure that they probably would go on to some other zoo that don't necessarily need an ambassador animal for our purposes here and everything, but trying to educate people that, what they do in the places like Costa Rica and things like that, that's not what we would obviously prefer.
Swap out.
Swapping out? Alright. Hi, Zoe. I'll take that from you. I'm gonna step where you're at real quick. Alright, Zozo. Well, no. Come here, hun. Alright, no puppy. There we go. Alright. You guys can trade out. And so like I said, she's obviously used to hanging on just like this, so when I go to transfer her over, you don't really have to do much as far as picking her up or anything like that. And she just likes nice, slow strokes just like this down her back. Hey, Zozo. Look who wants to see you. And like I said, this is her relaxed state, so at any time if she starts to pinch too hard around your waist or anything like that, you can always just move her leg for you. Make things zip. You're gonna be content without bites. I'll give this to you if you want to feed her anything too. Yeah, I just want to sleep. She said, oh yeah, I'm getting so hungry.
Well, if you're offering.
Where'd you guys say you're from?
She's from Guam, but
Yeah.
we're living in Birmingham at the moment.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Did you dive a bunch while you were over there in Guam?
No, I wished, I tried,
Yeah?
but I couldn't pop my ears.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't. We did a lot of snorkeling.
Uh-huh.
Did you?
That's all I did. I would wake up, go dive, and then go to the Hard Rock Cafe at about 11.
Yeah.
Stay there till 2 or 3, sleep a little bit, and then go dive again. That one that's in Apra Harbor, there's the Tokai Maru and the Cormoran.
Yeah.
It's like Japanese and Germany. You know, you can reach out and touch 2 different wars from 2 different countries at the same time. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, World War I ship and World War II ship sitting
Yeah.
next to each other.
I get goosebumps because so when we did it, we weren't wreck dive certified, we weren't night dive certified, and they're like, nah, it was like 99, a long time ago, right? And they're like, go ahead, you'll be fine, it's Guam. I was like, sounds good.
Yeah. It's the Wild West of the military.
Yeah. But yeah, the snorkeling there is amazing. You can get down like really deep and it's still not freezing.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the hiking and snorkeling up there.
Yeah, the tank farm, do they still have that? Like where the waterfalls and stuff are in the middle of the island?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Yeah.
I came back to the States and got like a bunch of climbing rope and came back and they're like, what is that for? And I was like, I'm not going the long way. I was like, I'm rappelling right here off the side, looking at what I look at, and then I'm leaving.